how did this guy get to Los Angeles, to Hollywood, something that I've always wanted to do, but couldn't quite do yet. It was always on my roadmap. It was always on my wish list. It was always on whatever you want to call it, vision boards, mood boards, anything. There's this company called Spotter, which is a YouTube company, and they have a YouTube software which helps YouTubers, professional YouTubers, with titles and thumbnails and brainstorming. And they're also an investment fund for YouTubers. They do a bunch of cool stuff, and they work with some of the biggest YouTubers in the world. And about a month ago, they started a contest which was all about ideas, all about good ideas, in which you had to submit an idea for a YouTube video. And let me tell you something. I have hundreds of ideas for YouTube videos. I will never run dry on ideas. So I saw this as a good opportunity to try my luck. I had absolutely no expectations that I would win this, because not only hundreds, but probably thousands of people applied for it. And it wasn't limited to small YouTubers or big YouTubers. Everyone could apply as long as they had a YouTube channel. So as you can imagine, the competition was huge. But nonetheless, I looked at my very long idea list, and I picked one that I think was a good balance between realistic idea that I actually want to do and that I'm actually excited about, and an idea that would excite them, an idea that was sort of, at least I hope, original, an idea that was something that you haven't really seen before in my niche. And in early March, I submitted it, and that was about it. I forgot about it. All I had to do was to write the title of my video, to create a mock thumbnail, and then basically pitch it. It's almost like if you're pitching a movie to a studio. And I wrote a little pitch about my idea, and that was about it. So with basically no hopes of me winning, because as you can see on my YouTube channel, if there's some of you who have been watching my videos for a while, it is just in the past few months that my YouTube channel is sort of picking up momentum. And for the longest time, I haven't really managed to crack the code. I have always focused on the videos themselves. I have always focused on telling a story and creating a good content. But when it came to the other part of YouTube, which is how you package your videos and how you're being smart about your titles and thumbnails. So as you can see in my channel, we're just sort of starting to pick up speed and a little bit of momentum. I had no expectations that I would ever get anything even close to winning this contest. But lo and behold, one night I get this email. And as you can see, the title is quite something. You're a winner. Let's get you to the Spotter Studio Idea Summit in Los Angeles. I cannot tell you what it felt like reading this title. That was absolutely outrageous and unbelievable. I got this email on the 8th of April. And to make it even sweeter, as it wasn't sweet enough already, you can see that I've been picked by one of their 3 YouTube experts. In particular, we're going to get a little bit into that, by Colin and Samir. And those are YouTubers that I've been watching for years. They have looked at all the submissions, and they have seen my idea, and they have thought it's a good idea, perhaps. They've looked at my channel, maybe they've seen a little bit of potential, and they picked me among 8 other people from around the world. And they were going to fly me to Los Angeles on the 24th of April. And the best part, you can see in the bottom, all paid for. I mean, come on, who doesn't like a all expenses paid trip? That was going to be amazing. I was all over the moon. This was the greatest thing to ever happen, not only because I would go to Los Angeles as a film fan, as someone who loves movies. To go to Los Angeles is something that I'm sure a lot of people dream about people who are into movies. But then the people who selected me are YouTubers that I have a lot of respect for. As I said, I've been watching them for years, probably close to 6, maybe even 7 years. And their YouTube channel, they have 1.5 million subscribers. It's all about creators. It's about giving advice about how to navigate the creator economy, how to get smarter about your YouTube thumbnails and titles and the business side of things. And they've collaborated with the biggest YouTubers in the world. They're very, very respected in the industry. And I personally have a lot of respect for them. So just to be those two people that I have watched for so long acknowledge me and validate me in such an incredible manner was absolutely surreal. Because all things considered, I'm relatively new to the whole YouTube thing. I've been doing it for a long time, but I'm very early on in my career, if you really think about it. I've been trying to do YouTube for 10 years. I've been working on Tony's Film Club for 3 years, and I've been really working on it maybe in the past year. And it is only in the past few months that it's been taking off, sort of. So all things considered, to get that kind of validation that early on was absolutely game-changing. And look at this. They made me feel special. Such an influencer experience. They had some nice stuff waiting for me, a very nice note. This hat that says that I make hit videos. So if you think my videos are bad, I have a hat that says I make hit videos, so it must be true. They're not bad, they're hit. But yeah, they treated me very nice. I afterwards went to Venice Beach. I went to the pier there in Santa Monica, but who cares about that? We're not here for that, so I'm going to skip past all those things. Except if you ever go to Venice Beach, right at the sea, there's this bird that runs very, very funnily. I have a video of it. Maybe I'll post it on Instagram. Just look for that. But anyways, now we're getting to the YouTube stuff, because I need to take my stuff even more seriously. I need to make this happen. So the next day, it was a full day of a mentorship, networking, a mini conference basically, and it took place in this place in Venice called the Lighthouse Studios. And I have to be honest, it felt like I was, I don't know, like a kid in a candy store. It is basically this entire building which has the sole purpose of YouTubers making YouTube videos. The basement of it just has studios. It has a podcast studio. It has a bunch of YouTube sets. And if you remember, you just have your monthly membership in there. You go, you record, everything is set up for you. You just press a button. And then when you're done, the videos just automatically show up on your membership account. And I feel like, oh my God, like those people are living 10, 15 years in the future. Like I would love for something like this to be available in Denmark, but it's a small country. The industry is still sort of catching up in here, but it was very cool to see the real potential of YouTube on a world's level. Obviously the biggest YouTubers work there, they live there, but it was amazing. It was an amazing space. It was just beautiful, packed with gear, packed with people that do this. And that's one of the best parts, is that every single person in there is some sort of a content creator or involved with content. So you would walk around and you'd be like, hey, what's up? What you do? Yeah. And suddenly it's like someone with 1.5 million subscribers. Then I talked to someone else, just like grabbing a coffee together. I've never seen them or heard of them before. And then it just came up like they're someone with 6 million subscribers. And you just feel like you could just throw a rock and it will land to someone with hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers. And just being in that environment and seeing how much they collaborate with each other, how much they help each other. So, the rising tides just lift all the boats. It was just awesome. I would really want something like this in Denmark. I've been actually reaching out to YouTubers here, starting to make a little bit of connections, but for the longest time, I've been absolutely on my own. I don't really have many friends who do things like that, and I need that. I would love to talk with people about YouTube to help each other, and hopefully that's happening. Hopefully that's happening. But we went there. We got to see the space. We got to see a little bit of Thor, and then I met the legends themselves, Colin and Samir. Again, they're probably the top experts in the YouTube creator space. They're incredibly respected. I mean, if you go on their YouTube channel, one of their latest videos is just interviewing Mr. Beast. Before that, it's interviewing Mark Zuckerberg. Before that, it's interviewing the CEO of Snapchat. They're just incredibly knowledgeable. They've been doing YouTube for almost 2 decades, and they know their stuff. They really know their stuff. And again, since I've been watching them for years, just being able to see their studio in person and just speak to each other and say hi was awesome. But the really cool part was that they looked at my channel. They had it open on a tablet in front of them. This is Colin on the left, basically drawing over my thumbnails. And we spent half an hour talking about my channel. They went over my thumbnails, they went over my titles, they went over my videos, and they just gave me advice. It was literally just giving me advice, talking about what I could do better, talking about the strategy that I could utilize, talking about what could be the future of my channel. And the the craziest thing is that a lot of those things would probably be not some groundbreaking information, because I've been watching their channel, I've been reading about YouTube, I've been really trying to make this happen for years. But just to hear it just seems obvious. The moment you hear it, you just realize, oh my God, why did I not think of that first? Like, it's so obvious now that you said. But those 30 minutes that I spent with Colin and Samir, I feel like they would exponentially speed the growth of the channel, because from now on, I'm starting to implement those techniques or strategies that they advised me on and see what happens. And the cool thing is that it was recorded. There's a recording of the entire session. You could definitely see me geek out and be starstruck. I don't know if they'll do a video about it. I think they will. And I don't know. And it is not just me. It is a combination probably of all the other YouTubers that they mentored, because again, we were 9 people from around the world that won. And then they mentored a bunch of us, and maybe they'll make a video about it. So that would be very cool. That would be very cool if a video shows up at some point. And in addition to them, I also got mentorship from the other experts who were there. Again, incredibly knowledgeable people, super, super. It was so nice to see someone take YouTube just as serious as me. Again, I've been so alone in here. I try to talk to people, but I don't know, it's hard to find people who are just as interested in something as you. But it felt so validating to meet someone that speaks your language, sort of to say. And I felt at home, I felt validated, I felt inspired, I felt educated, I felt all the feelings there is to feel. And after the personal mentorship part of the day, then there was a talk, an open panel with them and the other experts. There was a Q&A session. We got to all ask questions. We got to discuss a lot of things, and it was awesome. I really feel like in 3 hours, I've learned more than I've learned in the past year. And on top of the things that are actually actionable that I can do now with my content going forward, it also really sort of switched something in my brain to take YouTube a little bit more serious. Not that I haven't been taking it serious now, but to take it even more serious as a job. I mean, YouTube is a job, and I treat it as a job, but I'm still a little bit maybe you'll see from the videos, I'm a little bit amateur by design. I don't have a problem if a shot is a bit overexposed, or I like things to be a little bit amateur. And I will continue to be like that. Like, every time there is a title, there's a text, there's a graphic in the video, every time they're hand drawn by me. And very often they look really bad, but I like that. I like that personal touch. I like that. I like the style. So I will keep that. But at the same time, I am trying to really take it serious now.